makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Daniela Gattel. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In this episode, we are going to have a conversation with Daniela Gattel, founder and CEO of the Unbounded Woman. Daniela is a certified professional coach in health and wellness, an entrepreneur, a mother, and an ultimate savior for many women trying to lose weight. I am so excited about this conversation. Let's get started. Hello, Daniela. What a great opportunity to have this conversation with you today. I am excited to talk to you about all the great things you have been doing and how you are helping people living a healthy lifestyle from inside out. Usually people try to focus on the outside, and I love the fact that you're focusing also on the inside. So before we get into the details, what led you to this career path?
Oh, wow, what a journey has been for me. And I think that I've always been interested in learning human behaviors. That's why I have a master in behavioral psychology. However, then sometimes life take unexpected turns. And I experience on myself what being unhealthy and extremely overweight due to depression, due to moving from Europe to the United States, due to very dramatic lifestyle changes and also a health scare. So everything like happened to, having me going down a path where I didn't really want to go. So I realized at some point when I really hit rock bottom that I had to do something because I was really meant to be more, feel more. And so I decided first to take care of myself, to rediscover myself, and to bring me back on a path of health, which I did pretty much successfully. And that kind of like was the starting point of this career that I have in health and wellness and going into getting a bachelor in nutrition science and then board certification in nutrition coaching. So it really started with me being the person that experienced health, experienced being extremely unhealthy, and kind of understanding the difference firsthand of the two and decided which one I want to live. And so that's how I end up being since several years and helping women kind of, reestablish that good and healthy relationship with their body, inside and outside.
I love it. It started with you, and then the fact that it's not just the education behind it, but also it's the experience from yourself that you went through it, so you know how it's feel. So you can relate to other people when they're going through the same problem. So it's amazing. So you are the founder of Daniela Gattel. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Inc. Can you tell us about the organization?
Yeah. So I'm the founder of Daniela Gattel Coaching, and my brand is the Unbounded Woman. So, how I came about the Unbounded Woman, right? I feel and I truly believe that as women, we can truly change the world. Since childhood, I have two daughters, and we can really change the world. So, the concept behind the unbounded woman is a woman that really has no limits on what she can accomplish, a woman that knows at some point she will need to hold and really able to balance some sort of duality in the way that she thinks. And because, hey, we are women, right? And so we know that at some point we will need to experience and be able to navigate what is and what truly means getting healthier, which means at some point being unhealthy but seeing ourselves healthy. So hanging in there and holding that duality on the concept of health, which is extremely important, and to the point where an unbounded woman is completely blossom and flourish when she live in a deep health. And what do I mean by deep health is the concept that I promote and the concept that I coach and what the unbounded woman is all about, when she really thrive in the six areas of life, not just the physical, right? The physical, that is the nutrition and the movement, it's just the 16% of what makes a woman a thriving woman. Like it's nothing. Of course it's important, but there's way more than that. So the abundant woman like wants it all, and she has it all.
Wow. So I like everything you just say, because as a mother myself, and I know that when I give birth, one of the things that after birth that I struggled was like I was a skinny girl, 120 pounds, and now I'm like, how do I get rid of all those 30 pounds in that body, you know? And you're right. And one of the things I struggled with is the fact that I went to the gym, I did all this thing, I lost the weight, but I couldn't keep it off of my body. That was one of the hardest thing. And I love how you take it with our bounded woman. It's like it's everything we are representing. So I love that concept of it. So what are the services the company offer?
Well, we do is a coaching company, and so we really explore with the client the possibilities and kind of like explore the world of a woman and find area of growth and see where she can potentially blossom in that area. And so then I invite the woman to follow that path with me, because again it's not really what to eat. Don't expect to come to the unbonded woman and go and get a meal plan. No, you'll be very much disappointed if you expect that, because hey, I'm Italian, and so I do follow a diet, right? That is what the food I love, a food that I grew up with. But I have clients from all over the world, and the cuisine and the preference and the taste is so diverse, and that's the beauty in it. So I cannot recommend food. This is why the coaching that we do is really based on strength. And so we explore what is already going well with you, which could be for a businesswoman, it could be she's very good at time management. And so we start from there and we see, okay, so here there's something that you're already good at. So, meaning that if you can manage 20 projects at a time, meaning that you can schedule in also time for self care, time for distressing before going to bed, time for a little bit of movement. If, for example, there's a mom that she's already cooking for her kids, so we start most likely from the domain of nutrition by saying, okay, there's a strength here. There's a really bright spot that you're already cooking. And so must be probably little tweaks here and there for you just to transform some of the meals to be go forward for you. So it's really a concept that, although yes, the weight loss and fitness industry is a huge industry, but it's a concept in health and wellness coaching, especially from a board certified coach, whereas it's kind of the unknown path where we remove totally what is the food, what is the number on the scale, like that. It's not important. It will come. Like weight loss and the numbers on the scales or the body fat percentage is a byproduct of a woman that heal herself from the inside out. And
So if
so,
I
like
go
attaching a
ahead, go ahead.
number, it will make this whole beautiful journey to self discovery go down the drain. So I'm not going to do that to a woman.
Absolutely not. So if I understand correctly, you meet them where they are, what they good at, what they know, and you take that to make them put that into health so that they can use it to benefit themselves. So you don't try to make them go do something you know that they're going to fail on.
No, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. We see, as I said, the health and wellness industry, the mainstream industry, which, by the way, I'm so against. And I declare war to the mainstream health weight loss industry because it's like, okay, so now you want to lose 30 pounds in 45 days. Or what happened if you lose 30 pounds in 50 days? Is that 5 days that make the difference? No. But us, by giving a deadline to something and see halfway through that we're not even close to, it make us go and say, oh no, this is not working, better I quit. So meeting a person where a woman where she is, it make us the woman feel safe in the environment, the space that she joined, by saying, okay, this is my starting point. This is where I am at right now. And how can I better myself on very small, almost like insignificant daily actions, and just to see results over time, because hey, being healthy is a lifestyle. It's not a quick fix. It's nothing 30, 40, 50 days that like magazine headlines or the they promote and we really buy into. Because you see, it's something that I when I share with clients, they say, "Ooh, it's like very aha moment." This one, like a sort of breakthrough, where we say, you join this with the hope of getting that results, right? So you come into a coaching program, or you buy that meal plan, or you go into like this whatever app that is online that you can join with a hope that it's really working because they say so. But then after 2 weeks, usually you see that it's not really going the way that you want it. And so there's something that is called the false hope syndrome. So they say, oh, I thought it did work, but it really didn't. And so you kind of like say, this is not for me. That I'm not worthy of this. I'm not good enough to do this. And that spiral again down to gain probably eventually more weight, or going into a path of continuing on binging, or not even taking care of really putting sleep and our sleep hygiene last of the to-do list for the day. So it's really like seeing what is working and meeting a woman where she is and say, I know that something didn't work in the past, but theirs, they didn't work for several reasons. The first reason is that because, well, was it aligned with your values? Was it aligned with who you are? Was it aligned with what you do every day? Let's explore that. Let's see what is there that is already going good, and let's make it work.
Oh my goodness, Daniela, I love this. You know, another thing that I know, starting went to the gym by the time I was about 16 years, 17 years old, trying to like be like somebody everybody else. We gotta go to the gym. One thing I realized is that I would see the same people at the gym for years and they never lose a pound. And I'm like, I don't get it. Why are you still here if you're not losing any weight? So what do you have to say about that? You're going to the gym every single day and you're getting nowhere. What's the point of going?
Yeah, like it says, what's the point? It's not working anyway, right? And that's, I think when that happened, what is missing there is a real conversation, and a courageous conversation with yourself and say, what is really important to me, right? What do I value the most? And why am I doing this? If you think like Fortune 500 companies have why statement, Apple have why statement. Why as women don't have a why statement? Don't we deserve a white statement too? Of course
Hell
we do.
yes.
Right? So getting to the bottom or to the core of why we want to do things. It gets to what we value. So, what is important to us? And by saying what is important to us is right there, a blueprint for actions. And so sometimes we go to the gym and we say we think that it's important because we read it over and over, because our friend do it, because we just read a blog or watch a video that, hey, just going on that treadmill for half an hour is what we need. Of course, don't get me wrong, like I'm a jogger. I love jogging. It's very good for the brain, it's very good for everything. But what if what we really value is being able and being strong just to do and live a life where we don't have back pain, where our joints doesn't hurt, the joints do not hurt. Well, so cardio might not be the right way to do because that is not really what our body needs. So it might be like, some strength training, some lifting weights. Nothing is wrong with that, right? It's always good. And so
Yeah.
it's really when we don't see results, the results that we want, there's the core and the bottom line there is there's a misconnection, there's a disconnection, and then something that is not in alignment with who we are and what we want.
You know, Daniela, something that I find, I used to go to the gym a lot after I give birth, and leaving my kid at home going to the gym, it was kind of like overrated for me. So I stopped going completely to the gym. And what I ended up did is I bought those jogger stroller, so where you can put the baby and you go jogging. And I had a very hard time losing weight at the gym. But when I started jogging or taking a 1 hour walk at the park, I lost weight. And I couldn't understand why going at the gym, doing all those all those workout at the gym didn't help me, but just taking a walk at the park didn't cost me any money, but my own time helped me. Can you please help me understand that? Is it a body thing or is it more like I don't know. What exactly can cause that?
What caused that is two things. Well, probably like the core and the beneath of the tip of the iceberg is that the mindset around it. By saying, I am doing this and I am enjoying spending my a time with my baby. As mother, we care the baby, right? So we are spending time, we are bonding with the baby while we are outside. So that release a lot of the stress that you may have if you go in an environment that is no familiar, like could be a gym, where there's a pressure of being able to use the equipment, or the pressure of the jogger next to you, that she or he might be an experienced jogger and so have a faster pace than you, and there's some sort of comparison there. The comparison actually activate some of the hormones inside us that say, oh, there's a fight and fight reaction here. There's something that I feel I'm not good enough. I feel that this is not the right place to me for me. And so it slow down the results, slow down your progress. But just you being in an environment that is not the best environment for what you want to do. Why? Being outside, fresh air, vitamin D from the sun, you connecting with your newborn. It's just way more relaxing. You were detaching from the outcome that is, oh, I need to get back in shape. I need to get back into my pre-pregnancy weight. I will need to get back into those jeans that are there hanging in the closet. So removing, detaching from the outcome allow you to enjoy the process. I say sometimes we are very much focused on the before and after, right? The beginning and the end. But the beauty is in the progress, like what we do every day to get there. And
Wow.
so that's what happened when we think we do everything right, but we don't see results, is that the component of stress. We don't It's very much underestimated how it plays a role in the results that we want to get.
That's the reason why when we don't understand things, we need to get someone like you, like that's the expert that can come and help. And seriously, I never could have understand why it didn't work before, and it's working for me, doing pretty much nothing, not much. Yeah, interesting. So you are a national board certified health coach. How important is that to your business?
Well, I would say that is one of the highest recognition in health and wellness. So being having college degrees on and being recognized from a board, national board certifications is the highest level of coaching. I say this, given nutrition, the science of nutrition, we do have a bachelor on give you the apps. However, the art of coaching, which have a national board certification, give you a thriving life. So you combine the two and you live a life that takes your breath away. It's really having the mastering the art of what I call motivational interviewing. Because truth is you are your own boss in the life, right? You know what you like, what you don't like. You know everything about that. So who am I to force in some sort of change in you? I'm nobody to do that. And so I say that's when say the change happened from you and me as I explore area of growth and I invite you into exploring those areas. And when we are together exploring, you may gain awareness by saying, hey, you know what? I realized that when I eat certain type of food, I feel I have more energy. I realize when I go to bed half an hour earlier than usual, I wake up in the morning and I don't feel for a sugary breakfast, but I rather have some savory breakfast. So when you start making those connections, means there's awareness is happening there. It's most of the time all you need to start a change process. Because again, we're not into for the short term results. We know how to lose weight. Women diet like at least 5 times a year, which is impressive, right?
Yeah.
And but the problem is basically the long term results. So the permanent, eventually weight loss, the permanent lifestyle change that allow us to live a beautiful life, right? When you're healthy, when you're strong, the life is different. Life is smiles at you every day. And that is what a national board certifications give you. So like the art of helping a client in the process of change.
And with you, one thing that's also an add-on with you is the fact that it's not just being a national board certified health coach or have the degree, but also you have the personal experience of it. So for me, that's like a three thing. I mean, like, well, I mean, three. So it's a three thing, not just two. So you forget that part because you have that personal experience with yourself and dealing with your own health as well. So can the organization help people nationwide, or is it just in New York?
No, I mean, we're worldwide. So have client in the Middle East, I have client in Asia, I have client in Europe, I do have client in the United States, South America. So we are worldwide and we accept clients from everywhere. I coach predominantly remotely. And so, as you and I are communicating, all you need is an internet connection and the willingness to, just try something different for
Yes.
yourself and maybe you see different results. So yeah, no, the company coach worldwide.
One thing that I spend a lot of time, I hope you didn't mind that, because I think I spent too much time on your website. Your blog, weightlossrealtalk.com, provides a lot of valuable information to people who are looking to learn how to live a healthy life without them even taking your coaching or taking anything from you. That blog itself fill you up. So one blog post that I was reading that really catch my interest. The title is "What Causes Emotional Overeating Disorder." So I'm like, that is something I didn't know about. So can you explain what exactly is emotional overeating, actually, I'm sorry, overeating disorder is? What, how can someone lose, how can someone avoid that when they're trying to lose weight? Because when you for me, I'm thinking it's more like you overeating because you mad, you angry, things in your life is not working too well. So what is it exactly?
Yeah, that's such a great question. It's such like something that touched my heart because I've been a very much emotional eater and overeater, and I feel this is a very sensitive and touchy topic for many women because, as I said, we are sometimes we really want to get healthy, and so we do everything that we want, right? We everything that they say that should be working, and we stock the fridge with healthy food and such. But then when we get back home, we find ourselves, going elbow deep into a chocolate chip cookie jar, or we find ourselves after eating a very good meal or supper, find ourselves just sitting and mindlessly eating ice cream after dinner. So what is really happening there? Because every behavior or every habit that we engage on solve a problem. So the real thing is that here is what problem is that cookie chocolate chip cookie solving, the ice cream after dinner solving, and it might be something deeper that we don't realize is going on in the back of our brain. And how do we solve that, right? How do we come to say, hey, nothing is wrong with me. I am perfectly fine, but there's something beneath the surface that need to be addressed because I am doing something, I am engaging in a behavior that of course solve a problem. What's the problem? And so there's an exercise that I take the clients through, and I'm very happy to explain it so anyone that might need can just do it. And it's called like find the trigger. So we go backward. So we take like a timeline from the time that you wake up in the morning to the time that you engage in that binging or that overeating or that emotional eating episodes, right? And say, okay, so what happened in the hours before the episode? So, what happened 1 hour before, 2 hours before, 3 hours before? And we go back until we find the log that caused all the jump. And by saying, okay, so it could be that usually whenever we engage in a binge or an emotional eating episodes after dinner, there's usually an episode that triggers some reaction in our brain around 4 to 5 p.m. And we go back and say, okay, there, what really happened? Was it your boss stuck you down? Was you overheard a coworker speaking bad about you? Is that you receive a phone call from your mom that you were not expected and should trigger something off you? Is that because your husband decided that he's not coming home for dinner and he's going out with the friends? Is that because you receive a phone call from the teacher that your kid did bad in school or something? Or is that because that client that said it was going to pay didn't pay? So going and finding the that log that caused the jump and picking it and say, okay, this is what caused me 3 to 4 hours later to either pull through the drive-through and get burgers and fries when I should have eaten turkey and broccoli, for example, just to say, or me going coming back home and say as soon as I'm home it's an environment that is familiar, and the first thing I want to do is like take care of myself and say and just feel a hug or something that is comfortable, and so the sugar they give it to me, or is the ice cream after dinner they said, you know what, I still feel it right here in the back of my brain, and so let me get comfort from that. So it's really finding what happened, what was the cause, by going backward on a very simple timeline.
Oh my goodness. I never think of it that way. Is it so? Pretty much, it's something that's in your life that causing you to make that reaction without you thinking about it. Huh? Thank you. That's great tips. Never think of it that way.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Remember this: every behavior solve a problem, and so if we do something that is not really aligned with what we promised ourselves we were going to do, well, there's a deeper problem that need to be addressed.
Just like everything else in life. So now I understand why you went with the psychology degree. So it's making a lot of sense. So you get to understand human behavior and the things that we are doing, what causing us to do them. Interesting. Love it. So what are your future plans with you and also with Danielle Gattel Inc.? What's I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying your name wrong. Daniela
That
Gattel.
you
Daniela
say you
Gattel.
it's
I don't
perfect.
know
It's
why
perfect.
I love the name Daniela Gattel. So what's next?
Well, next is continue doing what I am doing. I'm at very just I feel that I am at the very beginning of something great and big. And I think since 2020 the world changed a bit, right? So we
Yes.
are experiencing a different way of thinking, a different, we place health among the values that probably before 2020 we would have placed health just at the top of the list only in January when we're writing down the New Year's resolution, right? But now
Mm-hmm.
health became priority for many people, not only women, for probably 80% of the global population. And so it's really continuing spreading the word about not just a physical goal, but what we're really doing is taking physical goals and turning into life goals. So where everything work in synchrony, where everything is so part of a whole picture where a woman can live a life of freedom. Because, hey, freedom, joy, and health, love, what else do you need? Nothing else, right? And
That's
so that's really my mission. That's what the brand is all about. And the brand will continue growing this way, but it's just helping more and more women getting that awareness around the deep health model where everything is connected. It's not just I need to lose 10 pounds, but it's hey, how is your mental health going? How is your stress going? How is your sleep hygiene going? How is your relationship going? Are you surrounding yourself with the people that, lift you up? Are you removing negative from your life? Existential, what's your purpose in life? Right? What are you
right.
meant to be? Are you meant to stay like in a cubicle for the rest of your life? Or are you meant to travel the world? Are you meant to start your own business? That's what I am all about, and that's what I'm really helping women explore the possibility and go with that.
So how can a woman reach out to you and get help from you? Because like you said, with everything that's been going on in the past few years with COVID-19, we were not ready for it. And a lot of people take health a lot more seriously. And your specialty, your experience, your everything you've been doing, people can use that specialty. They can use that help. Someone that's actually can not just telling them go to the gym for 1 hour, come home, eat that Spanish, So they need the help where they can actually work inside and out. So how can they reach out to you to get that help?
I'm gonna give you two choices, A and B, like the red pills and the blue pills. So they can visit two websites. The first one is www.theunboundedwoman.com and watch a short videos, see what I am all about, what we do for women, and then if they feel a desire in exploring more, then they can apply for have like a conversation like you and I with me. And or the second one, I feel I want to do it and I want to gift everyone listening a health and wellness plan. And they can do this by going to www.danielagattel.com/plan. Visit this URL and it just take 3 minutes, no more than that, to fill up a Google form where I collect some details about your goals, what you're really up to, what your expectation, how many times you're trying to lose weight, how many times you're trying to do something, just to get to know a little bit more. And then I'm going to, in 24, 48 hours during weekend, I'm going to deliver a very personalized to one person individual goals or expectations and values, also a health plan. Usually it's like a booklet, probably 25 pages of everything that a woman can, start doing or following or take care of in order to get what she really wants for herself. So www.danielagattel.com/plan, and it's my gift for all the listeners.
Oh, thank you, Daniela. I appreciate it. So, you are a successful businesswoman and starting a very successful company, Daniela Gattel Inc., and a nutrition coach. What is your message to young female founders who are just beginning the journey and who are trying to live a healthy life and lose weight? Because starting a business means we need to also keep our body plus, you know? So, what is your message to them?
I especially from businesswoman to other businesswomen listening is really not being afraid of food, because food is our friend. Food help us. And there's something that I see so often: women removing food group from their diet, food group from their plate. And hey, but do you know that eating carbohydrates actually help you in a business meeting, right? So it's really making have seeing food as a friend, because food, the right nutrients, the right time that we eat these nutrients, help us going through the day. As I said, I did this controversial topic of carbohydrates. Why we need that? Because our brain live out of glucose, and so that is what we need, right? And it comes from carbohydrates. So why are we removing? So eat all the food that you like in moderation, because there's no food that is bad food unless it give you, you are sensitive to some type of food. So then, well, let's call it bad food because it gives you sensitivities. But other than that, there's no food that is bad food. So eat what you feel eating when you're hungry and in moderation.
So, enjoy food because it's good for you anyway.
Of course, of course. What kind of life would be without cake? Tell me. That would be no life.
Oh,
Oh no, awful. No.
we need the
So
sweet.
yeah, of course. It help our
Oh,
emotional health sometimes, right? So if we are aware of the
absolutely.
trade-off, like we know the trade-off, well, so be it. Eat it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Daniela. You are
Thank
awesome.
you.
I appreciate you taking the time to share your knowledge with us today and give us some great tips with health. Because it doesn't matter really what we decide to do on this planet, what we decide to do with our life. Health always something we need so that we can continue our journey and do what we're supposed to be doing. So I appreciate you taking the time and giving me the chance to have this conversation with you.
I thank you so much for hosting me. I really appreciate you and what you're doing. Thank you.
Another great conversation with a successful female founder. Daniela believes women can change the world, and so do I. But I also believe that we need to take good care of ourselves to be more productive. And it starts with us taking wellness seriously, and having experts like Daniela to guide us is necessary. Daniela's way of looking at weight loss is unique. And who doesn't want to enjoy a piece of cake while eating healthy? Thank you, Daniela, for taking the time to have this conversation with me. And thank you for listening to this week's episode. Let me know your thoughts about this episode and how are you taking good care of your health. To learn more about Daniela Gattel and the Unbounded Woman, visit www.theunboundedwoman.com. Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on womel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.